Definitely a chilling air today. It is really cold. And apparently it's going to get quite a bit colder this coming week. We're approaching that time now where we're bordering on early morning frosts. So it'd be a good idea to start getting out your fleece, your bubble wrap, whatever you've got, and get ready to protect your plants. It's also very windy today as well, but no change there for this area. It always seems like it's windy. I just came out to check on those broad beans, see if any's germinated yet, but so far we haven't got anything to show. I'm pretty sure they're on the way, but as these nights do start and get colder, things are going to germinate a lot slower. Meanwhile, these carrots are even more droopy than they were before. The container itself is quite heavy, which tells you that it doesn't need any water. So maybe it's time to pull a few of these carrots out and see if we've got anything. I don't need to take them all out, I can just grab a bunch, pull them and have a quick look. At least it'll give us an idea of what stage they're at the moment. But as always, the tops are just flopping over, and they have had feed and they've had water, but we don't seem to be getting much in way of progress. The ones over there, if you can just see those, are standing upright. They look perfectly healthy. I still haven't thinned them. I really need to get that job done, otherwise I'm just going to end up with a 5-foot container of baby carrots. Although that's not all bad, because we are coming up towards stew weather, so they'll come in handy. These haven't started developing carrots at the moment, so it's an ideal opportunity to start and thin them out. I'm going to get that done this weekend for definite, but at the moment I'm just looking at these. We was talking about them a couple of weeks ago and said we'd try and leave them until mid-December, and then since then they've done nothing. They've just stayed flopped over. The tops haven't got any bigger, but at the same time they haven't yellowed anymore. I was a bit concerned about the tops yellowing, thinking the plants might just be dying back, but after looking at them I don't think they are. But now I've just reached that point where curiosity has definitely got better of me. I'm going to have to pull some out and have a look, see if we've got anything. One thing I did notice is that these strawberry plants, although they have got lots of leaves that are turning brown and dying back, they're still producing flowers. And this one, it's got a little strawberry on it that's ripe and ready to go. They've been such amazing plants. But let's take a look at these carrots. I'll just move the container over a little bit closer. It is quite a big one, and you can see we've got quite a few carrots in there. But is there any worth taking at the moment? We're about to find out. Just before we check to see if we actually got any carrots in this container, thank you so much to Caroline and Mackie for making that donation to the channel this morning. It's massively appreciated, and we'll see we put that to good use. So thank you very much, Caroline, for your generosity. Some of them look quite big, on top anyway. Don't mean there's anything much underneath, but if we take a few out, we're going to see. To be honest, I'm happy with that size. I think that's pretty good. It's nice and straight, it's got a bit of thickness to it. We can definitely use carrots that size, so that's a good start. I'm not taking all these out, I don't need to. I'm just trying to pick out what look to be quite big sized ones. But as always with carrots, you can't tell until you take them out. I think what I'll do is, I'm just going to pull a segment of these out. Or these, if they'll come out at once. And then I'm going to shake that compost off, because we can always reuse it. Now that is brilliant. In a little container, look at the size of that carrot. And we've got loads and loads of little stubby ones as well. That's a pretty good result. That's another good size one. So for a very small section, which I would say is about 6 inch by about 4 inch, we just got all those carrots. Just going to shake some more of that compost away. get rid of some of this root so we can see better what we've got. And that's what we've got from that one little area. A nice little bunch of carrots, but also quite a big one. That's brilliant. And we have got quite a lot more in there. That one's asking to get pulled up. It was sticking out. Another good one. Right at the side of it. Quite a tiny one. I'll still use that. This compost is actually very dry. Even though this container is heavy, you can see just how dry that compost is. So that might be part of his problem. Although the container feels heavy, it hasn't got enough water. So we'll fix that problem straight away. But before I do that, I'm going to take a couple more. Make ourselves up a nice bunch of carrots. That one's forked, but it doesn't matter. It's still a nice chunky piece of carrot. Let's take a couple from there. A couple more nice sized ones. And we've still not really took much from this container. It is quite a long container, as you've seen. I think we might have just answered a question. Why these tops continually drooping over like they are doing. And it looks like it is lack of water. So we've misjudged that, and I think for the moment I'm just going to take what we've got, because we have got quite a few. So that to me is a pretty good result. Also very surprising. There's so many different sizes of carrot in there, but that one is amazing. And we have got a nice bunch of carrots. There's enough there for a couple of meals, and we'll leave rest to grow on, because it looks like we've just solved that problem. Even though that container felt heavy, it's as dry as a bone right at the bottom. So we better get that watered. I'll make sure I give these a really good amount of water this time. I can't believe that container was so dry, yet it was so heavy at the same time. So hopefully now those carrot tops will pick back up. But in future, I'm going to keep using this. That tests the moisture in your compost. You just stick it in, without sticking it into any carrots, and then that needle goes up to tell you if there's plenty of moisture right down to the bottom, which is what we need to know. And now that dial has gone up to just over half, so we've got quite a bit of moisture in there. I'm going to keep my eye on this container and make sure it stays nice and moist, and guarantee us getting big as carrots possible. But I'm really glad that we took those carrots out now for two reasons. We've got a nice little harvest for over the weekend, and now we know what the problem is with these carrot tops. And if they're not getting enough water, they're not going to continue growing. They've already had some feed a few days ago, but now they've got the moisture as well. We can leave them be, and we should end up with a nice amount of good sized carrots in mid-December. If you haven't got one of these tools, you can order them online. You used to be able to get them from Wilko's, and I think they're only about £5 or £6, but well worth having, because all you do is stick those prongs into your container, and that will let you know whether they need water or not. So it serves two purposes. If that needle doesn't move, it's definitely too dry. But if it goes up over half, but looks dry on top, it saves you from overwatering, which is something else that can be devastating to your plants. So now we've got that sorted out, we can take these in, get the tops cut off, give them a good scrub, and we've got another nice little harvest of carrots, and hopefully in a few weeks time we're going to have more that are that size. If you want to see what we're doing over the weekend, then please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you next time. Take care.